collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Garazeb Orrelios from Star Wars Rebels. This is the version that was included with the HasLab Ghost. I'm hoping by the time you all watch this video that the majority of you will now have your ghosts in hand. Maybe you're opening the figures, maybe you're not. But in this video, I'm going to be reviewing this one. We're going to be opening them up and we're going to be comparing them against the previous version, the deluxe Zeb that we got in the main line. So if you happen to enjoy the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into this. All right then, here is the card back for Garazeb Orrelios from Star Wars Rebels. And of course, this one goes very nicely with all of the other ones that we got with the Ghost, plus the two that we got in that 2-pack. To make up this full mural that you can see on the back there. This is HAS006. So this was the final figure that we needed to hit on the tiers of the HasLab, and I do remember trying to get to that milestone, and it was a pretty good feeling when we managed to do it. And surprisingly, there are quite a few differences between this version and the deluxe version that we got in the main line. It's not just a different head and chest plate. There are other differences as well, which we will get into once we open up the figure. But that is the card back for Garazeb Orrelios. If you are keeping these carded and you do have the other two that came in that 2-pack, then they are going to look pretty glorious all together in a row, I have to admit. So, but as I said, we're going to be opening this one up, and let's do that now. All right, there. So here are the two Zebs in front of you. On the left-hand side, we've got the one from the deluxe box mainline, and on the right-hand side, we've got the new one that came with the HasLab Ghost. And as you can see, there are a number of differences. First of all, the obvious thing is the head sculpt. The one on the right has like a smiling face, whereas the one on the left does not. Also, slightly different paint applications on top of the head as well, which we will take a closer up look at in a second. You can see the chest armor is different. The original version has more of a point coming down here, whereas this version is a lot more broad across his chest. There's also some different paint applications going on there as well. The belt is different as well. This one has some sculpting work on the sides, and it doesn't have that sort of like front buckle like this one does. That is actually sculpted in onto the belt, so they are different belts. The upper legs look very similar to me, including the knee pads, but also the lower legs are different as well, because the sort of armor that he has or strapping around his ankles, again, is different on both figures. So a lot of this figure is new. It's completely different to the version that we have. Also, you'll notice that he doesn't have the shoulder pads on the HasLab Ghost version as well, which if there was any hindrance with the articulation on the top of the shoulder from those shoulder pads, is going to be completely gone on this new one here. So I'm actually quite glad that I have opened up this version that we've got with the HasLab Ghost, because they are different enough for my collection, which is great. This one, I believe, is based on his appearance from like season 1. And as we know, all of the figures that came with the HasLab Ghost are based on their season 3/4 appearance. So obviously he changed armor. Zeb did change as the seasons went on. Still the same colours though, that yellow and green, and obviously his fur's that kind of like purple colour. In terms of the accessories, they were both packed in with exactly the same accessories. They were both packed in with the sort of blaster, and then you could have the staff version of that blaster, and then you also get these like little electric effects as well to go on the end of that staff. But now we've taken a look at the figures' differences right now, we'll just take a closer up look at the head sculpt so we can really take a look at the differences on those faces. So there you go. Those are the two different head sculpts for Zeb. On the right hand side, you can definitely see he's smiling. You can see those painted teeth. Really, really good. And the one on the left hand side just doesn't look too happy, does he, compared to the one on the right? I do like that about these two figures, that they're different. Top of the head, you can just see the different paint applications that I was talking about. However, I do remember at the time of reviewing the deluxe version that people were, you know, getting ones with different paint applications. Some had like tiger stripe effects on top of the head, I believe, whereas mine does not. And I don't know whether I have the updated version or not. You can also see the paint applications there on his arms are ever so slightly different as well. They've, you know, the tiger stripes are a little bit different, but in the main, the sort of paintwork on his body is very, very similar. If you look at the back of the figures there, they both have those holes in the back of the torso, enabling you to attach his accessories to his back. All right, and now it's time for a really close-up look at that head sculpt. Look at the sculpting work on these figures. Absolutely amazing, really capturing those expressions and the emotions on his face. You can really see that he's actually quite pleased with himself there, isn't he? And we'll just go around so you can just see some of the other details on his ears and stuff like that. All that nice sculpting work. Very, very nice. And yeah. I mean, the Deluxe Zeb, when we got that figure, I just thought it was an absolutely amazing figure. Contender for Figure of the Year. I'm sure many of you out there think that the original Zeb is Figure of the Year. And, you know, it's hard to disagree with that. It certainly is. In terms of articulation, the head is on a double barbell. Lots of range of motion there. The shoulders are a little bit better than the other version because they go right up like that. The other version does get a little bit hindered with the shoulder armor. You can't get them that high. You have to kind of tuck that shoulder piece underneath this armor, and you might end up scratching the paint off or whatever, but they go all the way around. Of course, you get a really good elbow joint there. We've got hinges at the wrist. You've got the ball on the torso, lots of range of motion on there. We have the barbell hips. We have the split at the thigh, really good knee joints, and rocker ankles on those big feet with the toes. Very nice. And of course, the great thing about these figures is that you could potentially head swap them as well. So this is the original deluxe version's head on the season 4 body. So that's pretty cool as well. So you can have him looking glum if you wish. All right then, so that is Zeb from the HasLab Ghost, and I've just got him in that pose there just to demonstrate the amazing articulation and balance of this figure. This figure is a really big figure, but you're still able to stand him on one leg there. So the amount of different poses you can get with this figure are pretty awesome, it has to be said. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know if you've got your ghosts yet. Have you opened all of these figures? Are you going to open them? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Your support is absolutely amazing, so thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.